Hi, love. I am excited to talk with you today. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important pieces in order for you to feel freed up to move into whatever it is that you need to do to be able to reach your goal. So, if your current goal is to get booked, whatever that looks like for you, it might mean making your first 5K, making your 10K, whatever it looks like. What I want you to look at is if you are not able to reach that goal, and for the majority of us, there are some limiting beliefs that come up, which a limiting belief is something around like, oh my gosh, I desire this, but I can't because of whatever reason. So it's like I desire, but I can't have it. I desired, but it's not possible for me. And a lot of the time, limiting beliefs are around our self-worth. A lot of the time, they're around things that we learned when we were younger. So we got the message that it wasn't okay for us to express our desires and actually get them. We had parents that were very demanding, but that necessarily they were not bad parents, but they were really demanding and they were not so into making us feel good enough and stuff like that. There are just different reasons. It might be a situation that you went through. So a lot of the time I see that limiting beliefs have their background around one, relationships, like some kind of relationship where this happened, or two, it was more like an experience. So for something happened with somebody. And a lot of time they're also around things that we don't know how to do and that we are afraid that we might fail. So whenever you start getting clear around where is this limiting belief coming from, you're able to not only be aware of it, but you're able to transform it. And for me, if you know about me and you know about my process that I normally take my clients through, then you know that your mindset piece, it's so important for you to be in the right mindset to be able to grow your business. So in my 4-step process, normally I'm looking at, and this is like my secret recipe or my secret sauce to work with my clients. Number one, I want to be very clear on what your goal is. What is that goal that you want to hit in the next 90 days to 6 months? Then we're looking and we're getting very clear around how many clients would you need and what offer it is that you want to get booked. We're looking at what's the business model that you're using. So this first step is all about clear direction. Then we will look at your mindset. So how are you mindset wise for you to be able to create the momentum to reach this goal? And a lot of the time, this is when the limiting beliefs come up. Things that like are obstacles that keep you from actually feeling confident about going for the goal and reaching the goal. Whenever you have limiting beliefs, sometimes you're like, I don't know if I have a limiting belief. They are a lot of the time things that make you procrastinate. You want to do it, but you don't do it long enough. You're not consistent because something in your mindset, a message, a rule, something is telling you that you can't have it. So it looks like that. I desire blank, but I can't have that, whatever that means. So a lot of the time this comes up because we tap into a desire that you have. So for example, oh my gosh, Pachi, I want to get booked in the next 90 days. And you have created a lot of the momentum, you have different pieces in place, and you're like so ready. But then this belief is triggered, and something is like, sometimes it feels like it's choking you, or it's just like pressing against you, not letting you move forward. And the fear, the anxiety, the I'm not good enough for this, it comes up. And I want to talk to you about how can you release it? How can you remove it? And to do that, I want you to see how digging deeper as a coach and as a service-based entrepreneur, digging deeper into this client's beliefs and into these things that are potentially keeping your clients from reaching their goal is what helps you get those clients get more results. So in my case, that's why I'm more of like I'm a pretty bold kind of coach. So I celebrate you, I laugh with you, I'm having fun with you, but I am also calling things out that you might not be able to see, or that are like these limiting beliefs, because I know that whenever we work through the limiting belief, you are free to go for the goal and reach that goal with more ease. So what are some examples of limiting beliefs that I hear a lot around women that are trying to get booked or that are looking to get booked and hit this first 5 or 10K? Some of the limiting beliefs are, it's hard to get clients. It's hard to make money. Building my business, it's going to take a very long time. Or I don't know how to build a successful business. Or I don't deserve this, or I am greedy. I feel greedy for wanting to have a successful business. It's all around that thing that it prevents you from taking the action, because you are going to have to take action, but whatever prevents you from taking the consistent action and persisting to reach the goal, it's a lot of the time a limiting belief. So then how do we transform it? Part of the steps are, and these are also steps to manifesting what you desire. So the first step, it's getting clear on your goal. And then 2, it's getting clear and just sitting down with yourself, getting clear about, so what is it that I desire and why can I not have it? I used to be afraid of getting clear on why I couldn't have it, because I thought this is going to make me go into fear or whatever. Now I chase those puppy. Like I ask, can the real limiting belief please stand up? Like I tease like that, but I'm just like, come on out. What is going to keep me? What is saying that I can't do this? Because I know that when I transform that, my confidence is going to skyrocket, and so will yours. So once we know what these things are, we want to just be observers instead of like judging and beating yourself up. You want to observe and then ask, where does this come from? Is this a belief my mom had? Is this a belief I got because of the situation I went through? Is this because of fear? Because I don't know exactly how to do it. I don't know what steps to take. Like breaking it down into what kind of thing it is, it kind of helps you figure out what the next step is. So if it was a relationship one, a lot of the time it's forgiving and releasing the person that caused you to believe that. And I will talk about that just for a few minutes in a second. And then the second one, more the experience one, it's a lot about seeing what you learned. So what are the lessons learned from these situations so that you can also release it and move forward? If it has to do more with fear that you don't know how to do it and that you really want to, but you don't know what the next steps are, then that's more around getting support. Do you see? So depending on what the limiting belief is, then it's also easier for you to know what your action needs to be. If it has to do with people, it's normally around forgiveness and letting go and seeing that you and that person are not the same, that's their message, their story. So you're able to kind of like love them and release them and not judge them for it, but just like, this is not what I want to believe. And a lot of the time as kids, we get to go farther than our parents have been. So a lot of the time they taught us as far as they knew, and us being able to like go through the healing and letting go, it's so key. If it has to do with an experience, then learning the lesson instead of feeling that I'm stupid, that I'm not good enough, that I'm going to always fail, like whatever those things are, it's just learning the lesson. What did I need to learn from that? How can I then learn the good and then just let go of what didn't serve me? The same thing with the relationship. Take the good and release what didn't serve you. In regards to fear around failure and stuff like that, I find that kind of fear comes a lot whenever you are not clear on what it is that you need to do next. So whenever you have a lot of the pieces, and everybody has been saying, hey, if you buy this program, you're going to be able to walk away with such outcome, and you didn't get the outcome, what begins to happen is that you begin to think that the problem is you, that you're the problem, because they say that you should have gotten bugged by taking that course, right? Or by signing up for that program. I know that was something that happened to me. It was like, I have invested over 30K in 2 years trying to build my business. Why is it that I cannot hit the results that I desire? It has to be something that I'm doing wrong. And I didn't realize that. Once I realized this, it really gave me a lot of breakthrough. All these people were telling me either their own experience, not taking into consideration how to customize it for me. They were giving me a piece of the puzzle, and they were not looking at my entire business to see how it all worked together. So it wasn't that I wasn't meant to do it. It was more that I needed to figure out a way to close the gap. So if you are in that kind of limiting belief, then it's more about getting support. And I'm here to support you in if that's what you need. But what I want you to see is the limiting beliefs are in your life for a reason, and they've come because of something that happens. So you being able to disconnect yourself from that belief and say, I changed my mind. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not what I want to focus on anymore. This is not who I am anymore. Or this was my mom, but it's not me. Whenever you get clear on that, you are free to move forward. You're free to go for that goal. You're free to feel supported. You're free to expand into what's next for you. So I want you to take a moment and think about, what do you need to do next based on what we're talking about? Do you need to journal some so that you can gain more clarity around where did it come from and stuff like that, and then go through the exercise based on which of these three options you're dealing with, and then take the step. What is the next step to actually release this limiting belief? That limiting belief, it's something that you have been listening to, believing, and it's in your subconscious. But the good thing is that you can transform it. So I am excited to talk to you about this. If you are watching this, I want you to think about, come and join me for the Get Booked challenge. This Get Booked challenge is incredible. We're going to dive into more of this. We're going to be talking about the how-to. How do you close the gap between where you are and getting booked or hitting that first 5 or 10K month? It's going to be incredible, and I'm excited to have you. On the other hand, if you're like, I want something a little bit more private, then I invite you to join me for my 30-minute assessment. That Get Booked strategy, or Master the Get Booked strategy, is a free assessment with me. 30 minutes where we're looking at what's your goal and what is keeping you from that goal. And then we get very clear, not only on this internal work that has to do with the limiting belief, but we look at your actual strategy. What pieces of your strategy are not working that are keeping you from reaching the goal? So I am excited to talk with you. I'm excited to get to know you more, and I'm excited to support you. What I want you to remember is choose to follow that dream. Stay connected. Sign up to receive my weekly newsletter so that I can keep you motivated and I can keep you focused, so that you can not only follow that dream, but so that you can achieve it and get booked. I love you, and I'm excited to be able to serve you and connect with you. Bye.